back to Movies on the Brain, where we take on the most offbeat and thought-provoking films. I'm Jason, and today we're diving into the eccentric world of Game 6. Directed by Michael Hoffman, Game 6 brings together the talents of Michael Keaton and Robert Downey Jr. in a story where the chaos of a life-changing baseball game intersects with personal crisis and artistic struggle. Set against the backdrop of 1986 New York, this film is equal parts psychological drama and dark comedy. In Game 6, we follow a journey of self-doubt, ambition, and unpredictability, with a nightmarish spiral that makes the stakes feel as high as ever. Let's dive into this tense, character-driven drama and see why it's a hidden gem for those who love their films layered with both comedy and anxiety. Game 6 opened in theaters on March 10th, 2006 with a budget of $500 million. During its 11-week theatrical run, it earned a total of $126,664. Its opening weekend saw it earn $9,610 while only being shown in 4 theaters, finishing the weekend at number 80, behind the likes of Failure to Launch, The Shaggy Dog, The Hills Have Eyes, 16 Block, and Medea's Family Reunion, numbers 1 through 5 respectively, with Failure to Launch, The Shaggy Dog, and The Hills Have Eyes opening the same weekend. Its final week in theaters saw it earn $875 while being shown in 2 theaters, finishing its theatrical run at number 122. Nicky Rogan has written several plays and has achieved success. It's now opening night of his latest effort, and everyone around him assures him that this one will be the best yet. But as opening hour approaches, Rogan falls prey to doubt and fears, egged on by another playwright whose last work was trashed by the local newspaper's new drama critic, Stephen Schwimmer. He eventually lets those fears drive him to resolve to kill the critic, who he assumes he will also trash his play, and he procures a handgun with which to perform the deed. Instead of attending the play's opening night, Rogan spends time in a bar, accompanied by a lady cab driver and her grandson. Earlier in the evening, she misidentified Rogan as a local small-town hoodlum, but he doesn't correct her misidentification. We watched the crucial Game 6 of the 1986 World Series between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Mets. The Sox have won 3 games and could clinch the title by winning Game 6, but Rogan, the lifelong Sox fan, knows how easily the team can lose when they should win. He spends the evening waiting for the inevitable, even though the Sox are leading most of the time. When the inevitable does occur, due to an unexpected pair of errors at the end of the final inning, he snaps and leaves to take out his rage on the newspaper critic. Rogan not only finds the critic, but sees him in the early stages of deflowering the playwright's daughter. He begins firing wildly and is finally calmed when he learns the critic is equally devastated by the Sox's loss. They end up together watching an interminable rerun of The Final Error by Bill Buckner on a small television set in the critic's apartment. Okay, now let's look at the cast and some of their other roles they've had. Michael Keaton as Nicky Rogan. Other roles for Michael Keaton include Rembrandt in The Protege, Ramsey Clark in The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Chick Hicks in Cars. Robert Downey Jr. as Steven Schwimmer. Other roles for Robert Downey Jr. include Sherlock Holmes in 2009's Sherlock Holmes, Marvin in Chef, and Steve Lopez in The Soloist. Ari Graynor as Laurel Rogan. Other roles for Ari Graynor include Caroline in Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, Juliet in The Disaster Artist, and Cassie Feder in the TV show I'm Dying Up Here. Bebe Neuwirth as Joanna Bourne. Other roles for Bebe Neuwirth include Baba in the TV show Teenage Euthanasia, Vanessa Perry in Modern Persuasion, and Kelly Peterson in the TV show Blue Bloods. Griffin Dunn as Elliot Litvak. Other roles for Griffin Dunn include Bruce Turner in the TV show The Girls on the Bus, Nikki Pearson in the TV show This Is Us, and Andrew in Bittersweet Symphony. Shalom Harlow as Paisley Porter. Other roles for Shalom Harlow include Joan in Melinda and Melinda, Green in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and Colleen in Vanilla Sky. Nadia Dejani as Renee Simmons. Other roles for Nadia Dejani include Mackenzie in the TV show The Other Two, Kelly in On the Rocks, and Amanda Moyer in the TV show Ned and Stacy. Harris Yulin as Peter Redmond. Other roles for Harris Yulin include Gordon in the TV show Divorce, Al Cross in Place Beyond the Pines, and Agent Sterling in Rush Hour 2. Roger Rees as Jack Haskins. Before his passing in July of 2015, other roles for Roger Rees included Owens in The Prestige, James McPherson in the TV show Warehouse 13, and Mr. Hobbs in Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties. Tom Aldridge as Michael Rogan. Before his passing in July of 2011, other roles for Tom Aldridge included Uncle Pete in the TV show Damages, Wendell Kendall in Diminished Capacity, and Hugh DeAngelis in the TV show The Sopranos. Lilius White as Toyota Mosby. Other roles for Lilius White include Calliope in 1997's Hercules, Berta in The Drummer, and Fat Annie in the TV show The Get Down. Amir Ali Saeed as Matthew. Other roles for Amir Ali Saeed include Brian Robinson in Inside Man and the young bully in Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Catherine O'Hara as Lillian Rogan. Other roles for Catherine O'Hara include Jackie in Pain Hustlers, Sandra in the TV show Skylanders Academy, and Judith in Where the Wild Things Are. Rock Kohli as Ramaswamy Chowdhury. Other roles for Rock Kohli include Uncle Ron in It's a Wonderful Binge, Player Number 9 in 2010's 13, and Paul in the TV show Life and Death. John Torme as Giorgio, and Georgie. Before his passing in March of 2022, other roles for John Torme include Ricky Lollipops and Rob the Mob, Uncle Paul in Not Fade Away, and Harrison in the Warriors video game. Harry Buggin as Dodgy. Before his passing in October 2005, other roles for Harry Buggin include Arthur Bigby Sellers in The Big Lebowski, Morty the Waiter in City Hall, and Pete in Barton Fink. You know, as someone who isn't a baseball fan and who hasn't been to a play in years, I really do enjoy this movie. Funny as we get Batman and Iron Man in the same movie 2 years before Robert Downey Jr. became Iron Man. Michael Keaton had already become a household name before this, and Robert Downey Jr., while he'd been in for some pretty good movies up to this point, he wouldn't become a household name until 2 years later. I really enjoyed the whole idea of Michael Keaton's character Nicky trying not to be nervous about the play critic who's a hard ass when it comes to writing reviews, only for them to bond over their love of the Red Sox and how disappointing it is being a fan of them, which I can relate being a Dallas Cowboys fan. I also love that this takes place in 1989 New York, but a neat story and conclusion. And I went into this movie only knowing about Robert Downey Jr. and Michael Keaton. Then in the opening credits, I saw Catherine O'Hara, so Beetlejuice and Delia Deeds reunited, and they were actually married in this. Phoebe Newirth was a neat surprise too. The rest of the cast, I went in having no clue who they were, and I honestly feel like they did a really great job. 3 film leads, Michael Keaton, Robert Downey Jr., and Phoebe Newirth, worked for a discounted salary, $100 per day on this film. Director Michael Hoffman said in his commentary that although they had to shoot 15 or 16 takes on some scenes, cast and crew completed the entire film in 20 days. The set of Nikki's opening night play, with its kitchen area, including a small table and red chairs, is physically replicated in the scene where he later visits his first house where his father lives. Michael Hoffman said in his commentary that the character of Steven Schwimmer is given a birthmark because the original character, as written by Don DeLillo, was not meant to be as attractive as Robert Downey Jr. when he was cast in the part. Hoffman said, "We had gone long and hard trying to figure out how we create some kind of physical scar that replicates the kind of wound that he would feel inside." The home of Steven Schwimmer was shot in a warehouse in Williamsburg, a neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. Michael Rogan's house was actually shot inside a small shed in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York, not in the morning as it appears to be, but between 11 p.m. and 8 a.m. And that's a wrap on my review of Game 6. This movie is a fascinating blend of dark humor, personal crisis, and the chaos of a city on edge. The city where life's biggest moments collide with its most unpredictable twists. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe to Movies on the Brain for more in-depth takes on films that go beyond the surface. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Game 6 and how it weaves anxiety, humor, and drama together. Drop your comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep looking for those hidden gems. You never know when they'll show up.